back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back pickle biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Dustin versus Justin. Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje. Not Eddie Alvarez is targeted for a lightweight bout in the future. This is very interesting and somewhat unfortunate for Dustin Poirier, and if you're a Dustin Poirier fan, because he wanted to fight the winner of Eddie Alvarez Justin Gaethje, and this would be the loser of Eddie Alvarez Justin Gaethje. Now Dustin Poirier is a guy who's been getting, I guess you could say, the short end of the lightweight marketing shtick for as of recent, as he's been calling guys out, looking for fights, wanting high profile fights. The way that his Eddie Alvarez fight turned out, I guess we'll just start there. Dustin Poirier is a lightweight contender. Recently he fought Eddie Alvarez. The fight was going Poirier's way until the second round, where Eddie Alvarez landed an illegal knee, where Dustin Poirier said he could not continue, probably assuming that he was going to get a win via disqualification, but actually the fight was turned into a no contest, which left neither of the fighters with a win. So a lot of people were like, okay, that makes for a perfect rematch. We didn't get closure. We need to know who's the better fighter out of Dustin Poirier and Eddie Alvarez. And we never got that because the rematch was never scheduled. Instead, after the no contest, Eddie Alvarez, the former lightweight UFC champion, was booked on The Ultimate Fighter Season 26 opposite of Justin Gaethje as coaches. And as always, the coaches fight at the end of the show. So that left Dustin Poirier without a dance partner. So he was forced to take a fight with Anthony Pettis while he waited on the winner of this fight. He ended up beating Anthony Pettis, another former UFC lightweight champion, and said, okay, now since I had to take another fight after a no contest, I'm fighting the winner of Justin Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez. He was very adamant about that on the mic. They said, who do you want to fight next? He said, no, it's not who I want to fight. I'm going to fight the winner of Justin Gaethje. You know, and it was like, yeah, that unfortunately it's looking like that's not the case. Dustin Poirier is going to be fighting Justin Gaethje, which is still a high-profile fight and a super dope fight. But of course, he would rather fight Eddie Alvarez. But the thing about that is, if they would have put together an immediate rematch, it would have probably been the right time. But Eddie Alvarez, to be fair, his stock is quite a bit higher than Dustin Poirier's. And I know some of you talking about, what are you talking about stock? We got to take it back to GSP in the UFC stock market. The fact is, Eddie Alvarez has fought Conor McGregor. He's been a former lightweight champion. He's been on an Ultimate Fighter coach and all of these other things. So whenever he fought Dustin Poirier the first time, it was really giving Dustin Poirier an opportunity, because Eddie Alvarez as a fighter, his stock is a lot higher. Now, when that result happened, the no contest, nobody's stock really dropped, but there were more opponents for Eddie Alvarez to look at with his higher stock, like the Justin Gaethje opportunity on The Ultimate Fighter. And now that he even beat Justin Gaethje and took his zero, he's looking onwards and upwards to the Khabib Nurmagomedovs and the Tony Fergusons and the Conor McGregors of the world. He's not really looking back toward Dustin Poirier. Now, skill-wise, it's not really looking back. Dustin Poirier definitely deserves the fight, but if you're talking about stock and value and all that type of craziness and marketability, Dustin Poirier is just a little bit of a step back to somebody who's already fought Conor McGregor and all of these other things. So it's looking like Dustin Poirier is going to have to take the harder road and fight Justin Gaethje, and then after that still probably fight Eddie Alvarez, and then maybe still fight Tony Ferguson, or maybe the winner of this fight fights the loser of Khabib Ferguson. I could very easily see in Dustin Poirier or Justin Gaethje fighting Tony Ferguson if he just so happens to lose his lightweight belt to Khabib Nurmagomedov. So a lot of interesting things happening in the lightweight division. There's no clear date for when this fight's gonna happen. This is just the bout that's in the works. Justin Gaethje versus Dustin Poirier, or you could, I like the Dustin versus Justin, even though I'm sure that's gonna get really confused. Dustin versus Justin. All right. But with that being said, man, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. I'm sure if you're a hardcore fan, some people are going to say, sucks for Dustin Poirier, as he fucking gotten a no contest with Eddie Alvarez. Now he's going to have to fight like 2 fights to get back to his no contest. But hey, it is what it is. This is the UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Circus. No, I'm just fucking around. But let the full-time family know what you think in the comments about this fight. It's a barn burner. It's going to be a great fight. We don't know when. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOWG.